Jon and Mike, quality assurance analysts with over 20 minutes of experience between them. They rate movies on a scientifically rigorous scale, approved or denied. They watch it, so you don't have to. This is Quality Assured Films.
Welcome back to Quality Assured Films. I'm Mike, and my pronouns are he and him.
And I'm Jon, and my pronouns are he and him.
And we're here with another episode during our COVID-19 quarantine.
That's right. Quarantine Assured Films is our official name. I'm just kidding. So what film are we going to be talking about today?
Today we are going to be talking about The Invisible Man from 2020.
Get it?
Speaking of a static shot of a room with nothing in it.
As the attorney representing Adrian's trust, I'm required to read a prepared statement. Cecilia, although our relationship was far from perfect, I thought that you would talk to me rather than run away.
Are you okay? What happened to him?
He cut his wrist. Per his final wishes, you're getting $5 million. Contingent, of course, on the fine print. He can't be ruled to be mentally incompetent.
The sound design of this movie, to me, was the standout. Because, again, a lot of tension in this film. It's not the Invisible Man you're thinking of. It's not your grandpa's Invisible Man, if you will. It's also not a Pervert Man or Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon.
It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror anymore.
What I was saying about the sound design is just the tension in the film is heightened by just feeling like her. The main character, Elizabeth Shue. Nope, that's from Hollow Man.
Elizabeth Moss.
There it is. Side note, did you know Hollow Man was directed by, what's his name? The guy that did RoboCop? Verhoeven? Paul? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yep, he directed it.
Oh, shit. Now I might have to go back and watch it.
It just doesn't make any sense.
What?
Adrian wouldn't kill himself.
Listen, you're getting your freedom back, okay? Don't let him haunt you.
Hello?
The sound design. Didn't you notice that? Like in the scenes where you're her and you're just walking around, like the tension. Is he in the room with me right now? Everything's just like dead quiet. The slightest noise and you're jumping.
No, I agree. It's a very quiet movie, so when something does happen, it is a jolt. And they did a great job of building the atmosphere. My critique of that is that this would have been another perfect 90-minute movie that is 2.5 fucking hours of a hallway or a room or a window or a bed or a chair. Yep. And I was like, I get it. I thought the more effective shots was when it was a shot with her in the room so that you could get a sense of the full space with her in it and feel either the presence or the absence of somebody next to her.
Mm-hmm.
The shots that did not work for me were the endless shots of empty fucking rooms for minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going.
I know.
And it wasn't until some interesting things happened in the premise to set up the movie, and some really interesting things happen 2 hours later for the last 30 minutes of the movie. And I thought, pacing, people.
I'm scared.
You don't have to be scared of him anymore.
He was a sociopath, completely in control of everything. He said that wherever I went, he would find me, walk right up to me, and I wouldn't be able to see him.
Something that you mentioned that I thought the movie did a really great job of, in my position of privilege, was showing the cycles of abuse, abuser tactics. I thought that it also commented on our epidemic of gun violence. For example, she gets into some trouble at one point in a hospital, and like a dozen armed guards come rushing around the corner with their guns drawn. And I thought, I don't know if this is intentional or if it's because they want there to be an action scene here, but the context matters, I think. There are 12 armed guards running down the hospital hallway with their guns out. I also thought that this could be a commentary on anti-abortion, or in other words, forced birth. Some things I thought it did not do very well were some of the dialogue trying to explain what was going on came off as a little silly. That, for example, there's a scene where she's in a lawyer's office and she has to say the line, "He found a way to be invisible."
He has figured out a way to be invisible.
As great of a cast as this is, and I really like Elizabeth Moss as an actor. They're just doing the best they can with what they were given, and I thought that line could have used some more work in the writing process. So that doesn't necessarily, like, not everything gets pulled off, but
yeah, like a line for the trailer, like say this line and we're gonna put it in the trailer, but it won't be in the actual movie.
Yeah, whoops, we left it in.
Yep.
I found something that can prove what I'm experiencing. You need help. Adrian is dead. I went to his house today. He's not dead.
I have a pile of ashes in the box that would disagree with you.
I did like the movie overall. This is one of those films where there are genuinely shocking moments that to me came out of nowhere. I'm not going to spoil any of that right now, but there was at least 2 or 3 times that some crazy shit happened, and again, it all has to do with the person being invisible, and it was very clever.
Speaking of the lawyer's office, Michael Dorman played the lawyer character. He looks a lot like Jimmy Simpson, who you may recognize as William on Westworld, or one of the McPoyle brothers from Always Sunny.
We're gonna get this place hot and clammy. Just like the McPoyles like it.
That's just an observation. But I thought that character that actor, Michael Dorman, I thought he did a good job being a complete scumbag. I thought he also did a good job. I don't know if this was what was intended, but my feeling with that character was that he knew that he was constantly being watched and potentially has had to live with that his whole life. And so I thought the character, or the actor, did a good job getting across that feeling of constant paranoia. I was impressed by that.
Only thing more brilliant than inventing something that makes you invisible is coming up with the perfect way to torture you, even in death.
I really loved the friend of hers, the father and daughter relationship.
I think that guy's name is Aldous Hodge. He was also in Hidden Figures, which we talked about the end of 2019.
No, he was fantastic, and even the daughter, the whole dynamic.
Storm Reed, I think is her name.
Wasn't she in the...
It's A Wrinkle in Time.
She was also in Euphoria, which is a great show we also talked about in our catch-up series.
There's kind of a trope in media where people of color, black characters specifically, take on the emotional labor of helping fix white characters who are usually the protagonist of that media. And while I was watching the movie, that is a trope that Invisible Man did not escape, and so I wanted to just call on that as, like, I don't know what they were exactly going for with that. I thought we talked about how we liked those actors' performances, but
right.
I just thought they didn't escape that.
Are you okay?
Someone's sitting in that chair.
So what do you say? Is the Invisible Man able to be seen as approved, or is he not? Is he denied?
Wait. What?
Would you approve The Invisible Man?
I would approve The Invisible Man 2020.
Right, not the 1950s one or the 40s one. I also would approve it if you're looking for a movie where, again, you want to literally root for the main character and have some amazing twists and some shocking moments. This is the movie for you. The Invisible Man, quality approved.
Just hurry it up, people. 90 minutes, in and out. Let's fucking go.
I know now they're like, no, it doesn't matter anymore. People, you're watching it from home, so everything from now on is at least 3 hours. Here it comes.
He's listening. Where are you? Where are you? Show yourself! Come on! Do it! There you are.
Quality approved.